Hello dreamers, welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering why you're looking at gameplay of Trip's Voyage. No, I did not make this game, but I recently took part in the Tenia's music jam for the game. Ghostfruit64 and I composed a main theme we thought encapsulated the vibe of the game, and it turns out that we are successful since Euphalace, the creator of Trip's Voyage, liked it so much that he used it in his latest trailer for the game. In today's video, Ghostfruit and I are going to walk through how we created the song to try and show how easy it is to make awesome music in Dreams. But before we do that, let's take a look at the trailer. Since Trip's Voyage takes place on various islands and flying between the islands, we wanted to capture both of those feelings within our song, and since the game begins on an island, I thought it would be fitting that the song begins on an islandy feel as well. Various instruments can give off an island mood, one of them being marimba, and of course a highly syncopated Afro-Cuban and Latin-inspired rhythm section. First I laid down some bass guitar, which sounded like this. And then I moved on to adding some marimba, which sounded like this. Once I had this little melody going, I decided it would be a good idea to focus a bit on the groove. I was able to create an interesting groove by combining a cajon, which is a box-shaped drum, some shakers, and to add some extra texture, I also used this guitar clock instrument, which to me sounds like fingers tapping on the back of a guitar. I laid down a rough beat in the cajon which sounded like this. And then I used the arpeggiator tool to add shakers and guitar clog hits with ease. After recording the shakers, I opened up the piano roll and moved some of the notes around to get a less repetitive sound, which made the shakers seem a bit more lively. In addition to this, I thought that the cajon could use some extra ghost notes, so I filled in the empty spaces between the big hits with smaller, quieter taps, which sounded like this. Altogether, the groove I'd created felt like it could really drive the song while still adding some background complexity. Once I had done all this, I figured it would be a cool stopping point to see if Ghostfruit64 wanted to join in on the song, and this is the product I sent him. Coming back the next day, I saw Ghostfruit added a new section, and we'll just call this the B section, which definitely added a unique Nintendo-like vibe to the overall song, as well as a return to the A section, but with a drum break instead of the melody. Since I'm not a mind reader, I thought it would be a fun idea to bring Ghostfruit on to discuss with him what he was thinking throughout his additions. All right.
Do I look tomato-y? Do I look purple? I feel like I look purple.
I don't think you look purple. So one thing I noticed that there was a very clear shift between the A section and B section in terms of instrumentation and the overall sound. And so I was curious what the key to that was.
You had the island theme, and I thought, all right, let's take it to a B section. Where are we going to go? Let's go to the sky. Let's fly. Mm-hmm. Right? I feel like I'm rhyming a lot, but not it wants to lift. I feel like that feeling of lifting is the 4. Looking at the references from the game, there's definitely Mario in there, and there's definitely like banjo. We talked about Rareware. Mm-hmm. People like Grant Kirkhope. One of the things I think he does really well is like borrow chords from other keys, get some funky stuff going on. Mm-hmm. So that's where we get the little banjo moment, I think. Yeah, and then we're back on the vamp, mm-hmm. and I just thought, let's extend this out. Maybe we're both drummers. Let's trade some little rhythmic ideas. So I threw down something on one of the African drums, I think it is.
Yeah.
Played with the pitch a little bit, and then I just dropped those little text boxes there that say trade ?
Yeah.
And then sent it to you.
Yeah, one thing I liked about the trading thing, I don't know if you noticed this in the final version, I had panned your drum to the left and I panned mine to the right to try and make it, sound like they were two different drummers. And then on the together, I just took the same thing, but I just kind of shoved them all off just ever so slightly, so it didn't sound like the same.
Exactly.
Sound like two different people playing. To ensure a nice loop in the song, the overall structure provided a nice arch of interest. Starting off, we have the nice island mood, which leads us to the next section, which provides a feeling of flying high through the skies, just like Trip on their ship Voyage. Following that, we hit the peak energy level with the drum break and come back to the flying sound one last time. At the end of the second B section, there's a quick turnaround that brings the energy level back down and sets up the harmony to return back to the beginning. This is what that turnaround sounds like. I also asked Ghostfruit64 if he had any tips for other dreamers, and here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I think Dreams makes music making easier than probably any program. Save like something from when we were growing up called like Fruity Loops, where you would just like pick a key, But you can also do that in Dreams, where you can pick a key, and you can pick a mode, you can pick all these things, and just stay inside that mode, stay inside that key, and see what kind of chords and stuff exist in that key and in that mode. It's easy as a beginner musician to just be pulling random stuff, and then you'll get weird notes that don't work together, you get weird chords. And sometimes that's fun to experiment with as well. It's the same approach I have with art. Give yourself more restrictions, more barriers, start creating with a specific idea, with a specific set of rules, and see if you can make something in there. And just like listen a ton to whatever you love and try to emulate it. If there's something specific in music that you're listening to and you're like, how can I get that feeling? Look up the song, look up, is it a certain chord that's happening that's giving you that feeling? Is it like a certain way something is sung? Whatever you're passionate about, try emulating those specific things and learning from them and seeing how you can employ them later. Try to give yourself some rules and try to emulate stuff you love.
So there it is, pretty simple. We started off with a small idea, which ended up creating a nice island-themed atmosphere through the use of fun rhythm and instrumentation. We then transitioned to a soaring B section, yet again with more fun instrumentation and some quirky counter melodies to provide interest while maintaining that same overall video game feel. A drum break gave Ghostfruit64 and I an opportunity to exchange musical ideas back and forth, which was fun for us and also provided a peak in energy levels. And to close out the song, we returned to the cutesy B section with a turnaround to bring us back to the top. I hope this video was informative and maybe even inspires you to think about the stories you're telling when making music for your games. If this video was interesting, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more Dreams related content. I hope everyone's doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you next time.